Hey guys, Straight Razor Revolution here. Just got back from Florida last night. A little tired, a little worn out, if you can't tell. Um, Still using the same tablet on my camera because my the camera that I ordered it arrived, but I can't figure out how to change the settings so that I get a good quality picture. It's an HD camera, it's wireless, all that stuff, but until I fool around with it a little bit. I'm not going to be able to get a good quality video. So I can get the video to sync up, but I can't get the audio to sync up. It's kind of strange, but I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I wanted to shoot out a quick video of some stuff that I picked up while I was in Florida. So stand by. I have a couple of things here, but I just remembered one of the other things that I don't have right here with me. So stand by. I'm just going to pause the video, and then I'll be right back with the item. All right, I'm back. Okay, so while I was down there, actually on the way home, because where I was at in Tampa, it goes straight past Jacksonville. And in Jacksonville, there's a shop that's pretty well known around the entire straight razor community. It's called the Superior Shave. So I stopped in there, talked to the proprietor, Jared, who's, I had an encounter with him before. He seemed like a pretty abrasive guy. Didn't really have a very good encounter. Never ended up buying from him last time or anything. And I said I wouldn't buy from him again, but I decided to give it another shot, and everything was different this time. I don't know what was different because I was being very respectful the first time and everything, and maybe he was just having a bad day. I don't know. So the first thing I got was he had a huge selection of Razor Rocks. He had a huge selection of all different kinds of shave soaps. He didn't have very many artisan-made shave soaps, if any, that I could identify, besides possible Razor Rocks, and I don't know that I would call Razor Rock exactly an artisan-made shave soap, but this was the closest that it came to it. I'm not a huge fan of, like, Trumpers and all that real kind of, like, high-end, I guess you would call it, shave soaps and all that stuff. I did mean to get some other things while I was there, because he had a pretty good selection of, like, Captain's Choice and also like Taylor of Old Bond Street. And I was so excited about these other things that I got that I forgot to go back over there and scoop them. And I would have forgot this if it wasn't like right in my eye shot when I picked it up. But anyways, this is the special edition. You can see right there, it's a special edition of the Stallion by Razor Rock. And I was surprised by the scent on this because all the other Razor Rocks I have are mainly like citrusy, very mild, cedary scented soaps. This one, and I haven't used it yet, I just opened it. This one is almost, it doesn't really say the scent profile, but it's kind of cologne-y a little bit, cologne-y, kind of a muskier cologne. Man, it just smells phenomenal. It has a very strong scent profile as opposed to all the other Razor Rocks I have. And it has a bit of an odd look. It's a tallow base. It looks like, I don't know if you can see that or if the camera will pick it up, but it has these almost like white, chunky, crystally things around all over it. I don't know what it is, but I can't wait to use it. The scent is phenomenal, and I really, really love that. So I picked that up. He gave me a couple free samples. He gave me a sample of this stuff here called Samson's All Natural Aftershave Balm. And it looks like some type of carnauba wax type stuff. I'm not really sure. It's a little citrusy. Smells a bit like honey mixed with lemon. Smells really good. I haven't tried that yet. And then this stuff here, he gave me a sample of. He wrote that on there, and he just took it out of the tub and stuck it in this little thing for me. But I didn't ask him for any samples. He just gave them to me. This is called Prince Charming Balm. It's a type of souffle made from shea butter. It's very, very silky and creamy. If you could smell this stuff, it's very gourmand. Like, you want to eat it. It smells like some type of like vanilla chocolate mousse that you would eat at dessert, man. It's so phenomenal. And the slickness that you get off of it, the protective kind of like, what it would give back to your face after a soap shave, you know what I mean? It's just phenomenal. Because I put some on my fingers and it was like hot silk on my fingers. That's what it felt like. Okay, so another thing that I got at his shop, and this I already have unboxed, is this. 6/8 Spanish point, handmade, custom Jerry Stark. It's made from 52-100 steel, which is apparently some type of ball bearing steel. It's got the Torx head screw instead of a pin. I really like the wedge style because you can see that it's like very non-traditional wedge style. I like that. It's blue G10, black micarta wedge. It's handmade. You can see his maker's mark that he grinds onto it. There we go. Jerry Stark, number 157, made in the USA. I haven't shaved with this razor yet, but I'm super excited to try it out. I don't feel like the edge, it said shave ready, but I scoped it and it didn't exactly. I mean, I can't even really see a bevel along the cutting edge, so that's what I'm going to be doing right after I shoot this video. Is I'm going to set a bevel, and I'm going to hone it up and give it a test shave. But it's beautiful. It's very kind of like utilitarian, no nonsense. That's what he describes. Matter of fact, let me read his description, because you get a like a certificate of authenticity type paper describing the steel and everything when you buy a razor from one of Jerry Stark's handmade customs. It says, "Razors by Jerry Stark. Thank you for your purchase of this handmade razor. My razors are a combination of no-nonsense hard work and reliability. Some simple elegance and dependability with no frills best describe the thoughts I put into a razor. All of my razors are completely handmade. Each blade is ground by hand on a single belt grinder. Each handle is individually hand-cut and sanded. The razor is sharpened and honed by hand using a 10-step process," which, everybody has a different understanding of what shave ready is, so I'm going to be putting my own edge on it. "Each step in the making of this razor is done with great care and patience. Your blade steel is high carbon 52-100. It's been properly heat treated and tempered to retain the maximum edge sharpness. Torx head screws are used in place of pins to keep your razor tight. I offer lifetime service," and then it goes on to talk about his services. Down here it just talks about details of the handle, the Rockwell, the weight, the number, the width, all that stuff. But yeah, the packaging was pretty nice. I was pretty impressed with the razor itself. It wasn't overly expensive, but it wasn't cheap. I just like it. It's shoulderless design. It's Spanish point. I was actually there looking for an 8/8, and I settled on this. And actually, this is a bit wider than a 6/8. It's right about smack in between a 6 and a 7/8. So I settled on that. He did have one 8/8 in there, but I didn't like the handle design. I didn't like the tip design. It was a French tip, French point, and it was some type of green micarta. It was really dark and it was very cylindrical. I just really liked this one a lot more. So I was like, I'm used to 6/8, in the near future. And also another thing about this is that it's not hollow. It's a wedge. So I jumped on it. I was like, yeah, let me get that. It may have a slight hollow grinding to it, but it's very near wedge. It's very light hollow. So I said, yeah, let me get that, because I've been on a hunt for a wedge. Okay. So then the final thing I got from there, which is the real reason why I stopped in, was to pick up a natural stone. And what I got was this. It's a boo. It's actually a pretty good size one. You can see, let me wet it for you. You can see the wood grain pattern in it. It's beautiful rock, man. It's a caudicle. It's a Ladressant, which, in my opinion, because I tested out all kinds of cauticles, and when I say all kinds, I mean all kinds while I was there, because he has the largest selection of cauticles on the East Coast. I don't know if you know that, but he had every type of cauticle from, the most basic to the most beautiful and most rare. And this is the one I settled on because of the feel, the hardness, the way it finishes, its ability, its speed, its ability to finish a razor on. Because as we all know, not all cauticles are created equally. You can't finish a razor on all cauticles. You could get a cutting edge on pretty much all cauticles, but the ability for cauticle to produce a high quality shaving edge that is also smooth and comfortable, not all cauticles can do that or do it well. And this one, you can see that wood grain pattern. It's a bit red. Here's a rubbing stone that I have, a cauticle rubbing stone, like a, I guess you would call a slurry stone. And this is a basic cauticle. This is what 99% of people buy when they buy a cauticle. And you can see, if I put them side by side, the difference in the way they look. Try to get the water all over it and get the slurry off so you don't see anything strange. You can see the paleness of this one. You can see how basic cauticle it is. You know, it's your just average cauticle. This one has a red color, like a light chocolate color. It has like almost a wood grain pattern. It's very hard. It's very smooth. And it's just a joy to hone on. You know, before having this stone and before trying it out, I was of the opinion that, you know, yeah, cauticles were okay. You could get a shaving edge off of it. You had to really work at it and have some type of magician's touch. But this La Dressante kind of changed my view of certain cauticles' abilities, because last night after I got home, one of the first things I did before I even kissed my wife was grab a couple razors I have and start honing. And I'm here to tell you that this cauticle produced, and I didn't even go through the paces. I set the bevel and went straight to this cauticle and didn't spend an absurd amount of time on each one either. And then dropped a little bit on just leather, no chromium oxide, no pasted linens, none of that, just a few passes on leather. And it was popping hair like crazy, like passing HHTs like it was meant to do that, and it was just phenomenal. So today I'm going to hone my Jerry Stark Custom on Shapton 1K to set the bevel. Even though he told me you could set bevels with these cauticles, I'm still just going to set this bevel with my Shapton 1K just because I know and trust it very well. And then I'm just going to go straight to my La Dressante. So that's what it is, guys. I had a great time down in Florida. I'm going to be going back real soon, and when I go back, I'm probably going to be stopping at Pasteur's in New York on the way, and picking up a few things there. And then also I have a J-Knot on the way, so once that gets in, I may adjust my honing course, because it's an Izuku Mizu that I'm getting. I may adjust my honing course to be my 1K Shapton, and then jump straight to my La Dressante cauticle, and then finish on my Izuku Mizu. And we'll see if that progression is going to be my progression from now on. If not, I may adjust it even further. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. You know, until next time, you know, keep your razors sharp and keep them hairs popping, baby. Straight Razor Revolution, I'm out of here.